somebody because before I set the live up. Oh, we're back. Okay, how y'all doing this morning? I wasn't able to talk to y'all in the last chat because me not knowing what I'm doing. I set it for not being able to chat by mistake. So we back, y'all. I just finished tilling up the ground over here for my loofah and some watermelon, and we gonna see how that roll. But I just tilled up that over there for it. Good morning, Savannah. Thank you for joining this morning again. Um, oh, and I got the camera walking around with it. Let me go ahead and show y'all what happened since the last time we was here. And you know that wasn't such a long time. That was just yesterday. But we got some progress already this morning. Let me show y'all these little citrus trees because they were so pitiful and yellow at first. And I put some, you know, my good old famous chicken poop around it. I don't know what kind of citrus down with them in so many ways and everything. But they starting to look better. They got the yellow is starting to go away on them. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to put some stuff down out of my hand. And then I'm gonna take y'all if we don't get hit by the water sprinkler. You see, I got my piece on. But let me just point y'all from over here without interrupting the sprinkler. Can y'all see those the babies coming up over there? Look, we don't even got to get up close on them this morning. They saying, "Hey y'all, we is here. We is here." This showing all the green popping up, everywhere, growing. That means we doing something. We growing. Remember, what we growing in the garden is a representation of what's happening in our life. Growth, growth. And if you want to stay a baby crawling on your knees, then over here probably won't work for you. But we about growing over here, so and that's just the view y'all see from far back. No sun really shining on it just yet or whatever. But imagine if I took y'all close up on them, but everything popping up. What you doing, painting? Oh, you got somebody for both of them. Yeah. Well, the ultimate thing is what you set it at first, right? If you reach your goal that you had set. No. Dang, you took a hit upside the head. Kind of, but it's my fault for letting it sit out here in this open like that. So. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. This job, this is good money right here. I'm just selling this water plant. Everything else don't matter on it. They finna come and get that now? Most likely. Okay. the controls and just going. Oh, I'm doing a lot of shit second. Speaking of, good morning, high class gardeners. We out here in the garden. I'm on a break for a couple of seconds here. Just finished tilling up a part of the garden over there for our loofah and our watermelon to go in. But we out here in the garden. If it wasn't for the water sprinklers going right now, I would take y'all over there and show y'all everything. But if you're looking at it from over here, you can see the green poking up, and it's so different than it was yesterday. That's the joy of like coming out here and you don't hardly see anything, and then you come out, and then it's like bam, everything is up and growing so beautiful. And I think today is going to be also a fertilizer day. Um, because I just don't like the squash and zucchini still looks really, really good, but I like mine to be a little more greener than that right there. So that to me says, girl, we hungry. So can you please feed me some more? So yeah, today is going to be fertilizer day. Um, and you all know what that means. That means we playing in chicken poo today. Get everything done. And hopefully by the end of the day, I'll be done set up all of this extra stuff that I got to set up. But the most important thing is that consistently growing. So let me turn around and say hello instead of y'all looking at the water sprinkler the whole time. Good morning to y'all. Good morning. um, and it is extra hot out here. Today is in Florida. It's the first day of spring break. Maybe for some people, not for everybody, but today the kids on it's the first day of spring break for them. So the kiddos are home. Yes, it is super duper. I didn't even expect to feel this kind of heat, but it looks absolutely beautiful out here this morning. Um, being that today was spring break, I thought, let me just lay down in the bed and see can I get me some, some extra shut eye. I woke up at the same old 6:40. uh, well, actually 6:30, cause I always wake up before the alarm clock go off. Woke up at 6:30 and thought my body still thought that I'm on the same routine that I always been on. So I ended up going back and I was like, let me see, can I lay down? And the way my mind is set up is um you got this to do, you got that to do, you got this, and you got this, and you got this, and you got this. My mind don't never shut up. So laying there is only just like torturing my own self, trying to make myself think you gonna lay here and close your eyes for a couple of extra seconds. It don't never work. So I just said, let me just get on up from here and go ahead and do what I got to do because it don't matter if the kids home from school. I'm sick, so I might as well get up and just go ahead and do what it is that I have to do. It just don't work like that for me. And then, like in the daytime, if I get really, really sleepy or something, and I want to lay down and take a nap, I'm pretty. If I get in the right space, I can lay down and I can fall asleep. But oh my goodness, when I wake up, I always feel like I missed something, or like something done happened or whatever. It just make me feel really strange. So yeah, sleep for me is like at nighttime, and then now if night sleep start to get messed up, then I got some problems. But yeah, I tried it this morning. It didn't work. And then the longer we wait, we feel like the less time we have to get things done and have to eliminate some things. Savannah, get all out my head. Get all out my head, cause that's exactly how it happened. Then you feel like you ain't got enough time to get anything done. And in actuality, I don't have a schedule. I get up and you know, well, let me tell you how I do it. I get up the night before. Well, not get up the night before. Listen to how I'm talking. The night before, I always think about what I did. Nobody over here doing the struggle stream and going on and everything. But anywho, um, I usually, after I come from out of the garden, um, like the night before, I always think about what I did in the garden today, what needs to be done tomorrow for me to get, in order to keep growing. What do I need to do tomorrow to keep growing towards my goal? What is it that I'm trying to accomplish? And so I just kind of set it up like that. And sometimes I overdo it, and sometimes, I come out here and I find something else that I need to do, and so I totally disregard the plans that I made in my head and push them back for another day. But for the most part, I try to come out, you know, set achievable goals for me to come out here and do, because in between me doing this out here, I still got a house that I gotta run. I gotta do laundry. I need to clean my furniture. I haven't did that yet. Uh, I have to do dinner. I have to do all kinds of stuff, And when you a mama, you all kinds of things. You a chef, you a nurse, you're a dentist, you're a doctor. Um, all of those good things. They all tied up into that one thing. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all, I'm looking at um something else over here, like maybe the water pump that went down or something, because my sprinkler is not sprinkling. So I'm looking at that to see. But anywho, that's that's small stuff. But yeah, I have so many different things that I have to do throughout the day. So one minute I'm here, the next minute I'm there. After a while, y'all will be on here, and then y'all will hear the kids start calling me and everything. Um, of course, because there's no school today. So all for free and unnoticed and possibly unappreciated. But I guess at least we care enough. Big hearts. Savannah, you understand. You know just what I'm talking about. All of that stuff. You usually don't get no appreciation for it until, later on down the line. Like when maybe your kids have kids, then that's when they start to understand all of the leaps and bounds and the struggles, and how many arms and legs you had to have at one time. Even though you only got two, you turn them into four or five or six arms. A little octopus. However, you're expected to get it done, and they expected to add a little bit more onto it. Cause now that there is no school, we gonna make daily trips to the park, and all of that good stuff. But well, all while they're on spring break though, I'm gonna get me some extra work in because I'm gonna be recruiting some kiddos to help grow this stuff that they like to come out here and get when it get to growing. The who's gonna help me grind up the meal? Not I, said the cat. You know, we ain't having none of that over here. So we all have to pitch in. We got to pitch in and help each other out over here. I don't too much bother with them, but yeah, they have their little things that I ask them to do. You know, stuff like that. They the ones wanted the chickens, so they do most of the things. They do most of the things with the chicken, like go get the eggs, feed them. Um, True, but a lot of them are making sure that they don't know because they don't want the same treatment. Mm, okay. Good morning. I was fussing no chat. Yeah, I don't know, Miss Coffee. I was hitting buttons. I don't be knowing. And now that I'm outside, I'm recording on my phone versus bringing my laptop outside with me. So I don't know what all these buttons and stuff mean. And so then when I thought I was clicking on something, saying that I want the chat. But instead, your girl hit a different button and then turned off the chat. And what I could actually, I said, I bet you Miss Coffee going off right now. Like, what you started this live stream for? Nobody can't say nothing. So I was like, let me let this one go for about 30 minutes. And then, because at least I did showed I was doing some work in the other video. So but yeah, that was my fault. I'm over there hitting buttons and stuff. But y'all, let me go and check on this and see why, because y'all want to see my struggling now I say it's struggling, not struggling. I said it just like that. My water sprinkler is struggling right now, so I need to go and check and see why she doing all that. She looks so pitiful. She ain't even satisfied right now. She just over there limp. Um, I thought it was just me. Then I said maybe it happened by accident. Now Savannah ain't happened by accident. This me over here didn't know what buttons I'm hitting over there. So I learned. And listen, I grow some other days because now I know not. Girl, you better not touch that button. So we got some growth over here. And we got two different streams out of the situation that I didn't mean to create, but it's there. But y'all see my I don't know if y'all can hear me. Somebody was trying to call me. But y'all see my water sprinkler is over there struggling. So let me go and check and see what's going on with that. And then I'll be right back. First of all, I ain't got no kinks or nothing. So I will be right back. Okay, y'all, I had to go to the motherland to get the water back going right. You know, out here we got the well. The well is where the water comes from. uh Out here. So good morning, Corinne. Um I couldn't type in your chat earlier. Yeah, look at that. And you know the ones that be here because you know, that's everybody complaint this morning. It was my fault. You know, hitting buttons and stuff and didn't know what I was doing. So yeah, that one was my fault. And I hit the button that actually turned off the chat instead of, I thought I was hitting something that was saying I want to allow the chat to, go. So I ain't used to hitting all these buttons on my phone. Usually when I go live, I'm on my laptop. But you know, that's a part. We just gonna say that's a part of our growing this morning. That was a part of me growing. I learned something this morning. I learned you better not touch that button, girl. Wrong button. So, um, but yeah, I just came to make sure I get my situation all tilled up. Starting my new growth process, and I always be trying to compare. I always come on here and make a comparison to growing in life to growing in the garden. I don't know if y'all seen on the other video over there. Go ahead and ask your question, Corinne, and if I can answer it, I sure will. But I don't know if y'all seen in the other video. Y'all can see from over here that we got green over there in our other part of that we grow. It's a lot of green over there, but we ain't gonna interrupt the sprinklers yet. We're gonna let it get all the water that it need over there. Because I like squash and zucchini is not good to have the leaves on it wet. So I like to go ahead and get the squash and zucchini watered up earlier in the morning time, so it got the rest of the day for the leaves to dry out, so it don't create that mold mildew on to the leaves. So I don't be want to interrupt that, but yeah, we got green over there. Everything is starting to come up and look so good over there. Um, yeah, but I always try and take these situations. Even this morning, like I woke up and I thought I don't even know why I had a dream about my potatoes this morning. Crazy, just crazy. But I had a dream that we got ready to harvest the potatoes, and they ain't really make nothing, and that I was so embarrassed that I was mad that I showed y'all that I was growing the potatoes. So um just to take the power away from that, this is how I'm gonna grow in that situation. So suppose I do come on here and I show y'all the way I've been doing my potatoes every year, and I don't get no potatoes from out of the potatoes that I'm growing right now, which I just don't believe is going to happen. But sometimes that's how my anxieties mess with me in that way. So I'm gonna put it out in the forefront and to take the power away from it. So if we do come up with no potatoes and some of those things, then that'll just be a lesson learned that I need to do something different. Because what we don't do is in the midst of us growing, we don't continue to do the same thing over and over again and get the same result and keep on going back and try that same thing over again. That would just mean I need to do something different. But in reality, I had that dream. But in reality, do I think that that's going to happen? Nope. Is it a possibility that can happen? Yes, it absolutely can happen. But I'm telling you, every year that I done planted potatoes, I've done them the same way, and I've gotten a nice harvest every time. Even one time when I peel regular russet potatoes, my son used to just go and dig a trench outside somewhere in the yard and lay the peelings down in the trench, and we would get potatoes from that. Nothing fancy to it, just going to put the potatoes down in the trench. So um you don't have to do a whole lot to no potatoes. I know a lot of people use fertilizers and all of that different stuff, but I'm telling you, it's as simple as that. It's just like having the dump garden, the dump garden. We ain't put nothing in there. We just throw stuff in there. So I pass a chicken and dogs in a yard, right? So the dogs are trained not to bother the chickens. You actually don't. If you train them up around each other, they just don't bother with each other. My Chihuahua will go inside the chicken pen with the chickens. They just don't bother with each other. So, and then some situations they do bother with them. They like play with them and stuff like that, but they don't, necessarily bother with them. But it is more so you have to train the dog not to mess with them. But one of our one the one little chihuahua, she doesn't she ain't supposed to come in the backyard, but every now and then she'll sneak back here because she trying to get the scraps and stuff that we give to the other animals. And she don't we don't feed her table food, but she be trying it with her life. And so if she can find a way to get inside of the chicken pen, she'll definitely be in there trying to eat with them. But she don't mess with the chickens. As a matter of fact, she'll go in there to try to get their food and stuff, but she's scared of the chickens. Make that make sense. I guess it ain't scary enough for her to not go in there and try to get that food. But the other dog, he ain't allowed to come in the backyard. He is to secure the front yard, watch around who coming through the gate and all of that kind of stuff. So he don't come in the backyard, but he will sneak back here every now and then. I guess it just not does not come to their mind to bother with the chickens, because we've always had both of them. We even had chickens that everywhere my husband went, they followed behind him. If he sat down, they could hop up on his lap or sit on his shoulder, all kinds of stuff. We even had one laid an egg on him one time before. So they just always have been a part, I guess. And so I've never really seen somebody train them, but I'm sure you have to tell them, yeah, no. And when they little puppies and they be around them, usually they'll grow up and just all they know is what they know. That's this how I know them to always be here. So we've never trained them to not. I guess they just know they've been here together, so they ain't supposed to get on each other's nerves or whatever. Yeah, I used to say the same thing about dogs and cats because I always grew up knowing that y'all see that butterfly. The butterfly is the one that he be going around. He'll go around and he lay all the eggs and stuff onto your plants and everything that have the worms and stuff be everywhere. They so pretty and everything, but for a garden, them butterflies be off the chain. But yeah, I've never trained them to not mess with them. I always grow up knowing that a cat and a dog don't get along together. Well, my neighbors have cats and dogs, and they right there. They hang around each other all day long. They roll all over. Sometimes they cats come over in our yard. Um, and my little Chihuahua will lay down and roll all over the ground with them and everything, cuddle up together with them. And I was just like, we ain't never had no cat around before. And then you all slugged up with a cat. So, you know, who knows? So the dog won't kill the chickens. Oh, okay. Got you. I ain't gonna say that they won't. Now, I don't know. I guess it's according to the situation. We ain't never had that problem. It's amazing how when I'm not online. But as you see, in certain situations, you are thought about. Thank you. But I guess my sound like my neighbors them can get ready to crank up something. I know every now and then I love to see that people get out and grow stuff. Every now and then they grow they get they little garden together and they grow stuff too. And they have questions, that I try to answer, but I am not the when it comes to gardening. I'm learning too. To you all, it may seem like that I'm not like I know all of this stuff.
No, I absolutely do not, but it also does not stop me from getting out here. Just give me a little bit of information, and I can take that little bit of information and I can keep growing from that little piece of information. But and two, I started with that little piece of information, and that little piece of information starts turning, you know, I had I've had a garden bigger than this before, but it's like certain times, I told you I went through depression and stuff like that before. And so when you have situations like that come, or you have a baby in between and everything, and all the time you ain't able to get out and do the same things that you've been doing according to the situations that you've been going through. Um, I've gone through a situation before where I was mentally losing it. Um, And so all of those things can have an effect on you being able to get out here in the garden and do the things that you do. So I've had a garden way bigger than this before. Um, I let it go at a certain point, not on purpose, but you know, life. When life is thrown at you, sometimes you can't do. You have to roll with the way the punch is coming. But this is the first time in probably about 10 years that I've made my garden this size. So um, we growing together. We are absolutely growing. Everything else I've been doing it on the small scale. And now I feel like, you know, I'm getting back to what it is that I love. People look at me as like, girl, you just be smiling every time I see you. Usually that is how I am when I go somewhere. I'm smiling all over the place and nobody knows um any of the stuff that you know, that I've been struggling through, cuz I always show up with a smile until I don't. You know how that go. But yeah, I've been in a situation as to where and I talked about it in one of my stories before where somebody had um, used roots against me before. Um, and, that verse that says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Never said the weapon wouldn't show up. It wouldn't be tried to be used against you. Um, just know that what the devil meant for bad, God will turn it around for the good, and that's exactly what happened to me. You know, um, there were some things I deemed anyways in my life that needed to change. That needed to change. I needed to stop and think about some things that I was doing, and I didn't because I was moving so fast. I didn't have time to stop and think about them because I went through that situation. I couldn't focus on anybody else. It was all about me and just trying to grasp. And when you a person that you have been mentally sound your whole life, well, in the no, when you go through trauma and everything, sometimes you forgetting about your trauma or whatever, it will make it seem like, oh, we back to normal, everything is normal. But you understand what I mean when I say, it just feels like everything is going the right way. But that's what I mean when I say, like, you a sound mind, you walking around and everything, there's nothing really bothering you, but you able to move about your day, and none of those things ain't really affecting you right now at this point. um I was moving around in that way. I even had a friend that said to me one time, and to this day, I haven't been able to tell her the story because when I start talking about it, she always say, "No, don't tell. I don't want to know that's all I can handle of it today. She said, because it's just, she said, I never seen a person that I've been around for all the years that I've been around you and never seen this part of you, for you to go from a person that nobody don't need to help them do anything for them to where where you were at that moment. She said, I can't even tell you how many nights I went home, couldn't get sleep. And she said, I just couldn't wrap my mind around it. And she worked in the medical field, but she's never seen it happen like right in front of her face before. So, you know, to her, it was, it was, I went from smiling every single day. And how we get here to this thing, I just kind of come on here and randomly start talking about things, and then it lead me into whatever it is that, and hopefully me talking about it is somebody on here that has experienced that or is experiencing that. It's just where you are at this moment. It's not permanent. It's not permanent. Um, but just one day walking in and then turning around and just not be able to do the simple things. At one point, um, I couldn't even cook for my kids. The smell of food made me feel like it was going to take me out. Um, okay, Korean, it hit. Uh, Korean, I see your question. I see your question that you asked, and you can email me at the same as my name on here. Um, lifewithtashanna@gmail.com. So that's pretty. That's pretty easy. And I don't know why they hid that on here, but yeah. And I'm on Instagram, so if you want to hit me up on Instagram and say something on there, or anybody want any, I'll just say this. I'll get, the email is lifewithtashanna@gmail.com. If you have questions and you don't necessarily want to ask the questions on here in front of somebody else, but it's something like you want me to touch on, a lot of times, um, I just don't hit on things because they don't come to mind. But I'm more so like, just let it flow. Whatever is going to come out, and whatever I'm going to talk about in that day, that's what I'm going to talk about. But if I get an email or something, somebody asking me a question about something that, whether it's with gardening or just growing in life, you're trying to grow past a situation, um, I probably won't answer you in the emails, because I know, talking back and forth to people in emails, and I like to stay as peaceful as possible. So if I'm going to say something in return, it would be for me to come on here and talk about it to somebody else. And that's one of the main reasons why I started to do YouTube, is because I talk to a lot of people, and mostly my family members. I'm sorry, I ain't really been in the chat like that, but I'm gonna get back to it. I'll go back to them and read them. Thank you, Karina. Hopefully, I am that encourages me to keep on talking and doing what I'm doing, to know that somebody is able to get something out of what it is that I'm on here talking about. Even though I feel like I be all over the place babbling on and on and on. It's amazing how. And I'm going to ask the people for some chicken poo, because I'm going to grow something. That's all good, Karina. Grow something. I worked this morning, off this afternoon. Gotta go and get insurance and tag. You finally got. Well, praise the Lord for that. You got your car back. I'm so happy to hear that. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. Exactly. Um, you've helped me in so many ways. Well, Okay, gotcha. I've had loss of appetite for meals that I cook. I cook and serve, but not want to eat it myself, even though beforehand it seemed like I wanted to, but wouldn't mind takeout. Yeah, um, those things have happened to me before, but I went from um, I mean one of the times when I went through it, because I went through it twice. And one of the times that I went through it, I was pregnant and I didn't gain any weight throughout the pregnancy. In fact, I lost between 40 and 80 pounds during the time that I was pregnant because I was scared of food. I could not eat food, didn't want to see it. And I know at one point, my husband was so frustrated with the not eating and just I had basically turned into a little baby. Um, I can remember him standing in front of me because I'm an adult that I still enjoy. Well, I was still enjoying like a good can of Chef Boyardee with a little bit of salt and pepper in it. But they do taste a lot different now or whatever. So it's like they're not that exciting. So he decided that let me get one of them and just try and give her a spoon of it. And I can remember him standing in front of me and trying to force me just to eat one spoon of food. And if you would have seen the back and forth between us during that time of they say my phone was overheating, so hopefully I'm putting it in an area where it ain't it's not overheating, but um just trying to force me to put something in my stomach because he was concerned about the baby not being able to make it if you not get feeding the baby anything. So I've been through some pretty trying situations. Will your water bill be expensive? I don't have a water bill. And we don't have a water bill because well. We have well water, which is the well water has its pros and its cons to it. I think it got more pros than it has cons to it. But yeah, no, we don't have a water bill. And I actually, even though we don't have a water bill, we still show respect for the water. Actually, me and my neighbors sometimes we used to like, you planting something over there? So then when I water my stuff, I water their stuff all at the same time in those types of situations or whatever. But yeah, we don't have a water bill. But pretty sure when you get your garden or you want to grow, according to how much you're growing, you will see a difference. Um, in your some a bit of a change. Because you said it really good, and this out here is pretty dry from where we haven't used it and we didn't keep it watered or any of that. But you let it rest. You let it rest during the time that you haven't planted anything to let it grow grass. But it is extremely dry at this moment, so I'll try and come out here and get it good and wet in the morning times. Because it's very, very dry out here. And usually once like you see we got the mulch put down here. Um, I usually will take boxes and everything, and I will put boxes, tore up boxes, whatever on the top if I don't have mulch or whatever. But we haven't looked up and got a truck with with chipped up wood on it for me to cover this. So, it's not staying moist like we usually do during the planting season until I get that situated. And it won't be long before that starts to happen anyways. Once the trees start growing out of the stuff and people start realizing, yeah, I want to remove that tree, I want to remove that tree. And actually, I looked into getting a wood chipper myself already. I didn't think that they're not actually cheap, but I thought they were more expensive than that. Um, and here we are all over the place again. I forgot in the previous years, like this year I've been talking a lot about doing my chicken poop, but also the the dirt that my hogs and stuff dig up from around they pens and everything. I usually go and collect that, and it fertilizes um my stuff very good too. So I keep saying, oh, I keep talking about the chicken poop all the time. But I got two different forms of fertilizer that I can use as they fully loaded with nitrogen. I have a lot of stuff that I grow with nitrogen. So, um, you know, that was just a thought about stuff. But again, you have questions or something you want to ask, but you don't necessarily want to ask it in front of everybody else. You can ask the question. Um, Follow me on Instagram, DM me from there, or you can, email me. And, if I can come on here and talk about it, or, I won't necessarily, I won't say that I will come on here and talk about it. I have to read it and see what it's about. And then when I feel comfortable, because I just ain't going to talk about something because somebody want me to talk about it via email or anything like that. But as soon as it moves me to talk about it, I absolutely will. But I need to go get my chicken poop bucket anyways, so I can see, um, so I can start fertilizing some stuff because I know I'm gonna need more than what I got. But I definitely want to fertilize that mixed fertilizer into the part that I just tilled up this morning, and also get my loofah seeds and my watermelon seeds and start to get that stuff done. But yeah, anytime you growing something, it's good to cover your ground in that area to keep it, to keep things moist and all of that good stuff. But I can't wait until we get somebody to come through that got a truck so that I can finish covering covering my garden. Oh y'all, I'm sorry, I'm covering up the camera. Yeah, we gotta go over there in that area and finish up that part that we finished over here today. Okay, y'all. So while I go and get my chicken poop barrel that we call it over here to fertilize, I'm gonna let y'all listen to the sweet ASMR sounds of the water sprinkler. One of my favorite sounds ever. Very calming.
Okay, I stepped back in. I went to go and I was finna go and do some stuff, but my daughter is inside of the chicken pen as we speak, and she is cleaning out the chicken bowls and everything like that. And when she clean out their bowls and everything, I like to I still take the stuff from out of their bowls and everything, and I use it the same way um, as like fertilizer. So I be utilizing some of everything. So I gave her my chicken poop barrel, and let her finish putting in there what she gonna put in there, and then we'll go from there. And you see our water sprinkler back doing the same thing again. But I think it's because somebody else using some pressure. It's not actually off this time. And there it is, back again. But yeah, she actually in the chicken pen right now doing some things. So as she finished with that, then we'll get whatever she have left, what's left of that, and then I'm going to spread the love in the garden. So now I forgot what anything that I was talking about before. So we'll be on to some other conversation. And every time I go to look for my garden tools, for some reason they ain't never in the place that they supposed to be at. And my granddaughter tell more of my little hand shovels than anything. I think I'm gonna have to ban her from being able to use them because she either break them or she always losing them somewhere. But hopefully you all are having a good day and all is well. Y'all growing in whatever it is that you're doing, wherever it is you're trying to get to. I hope you all make great decisions with your income tax money. Don't go to the you know, invest it in you yourself, you and your family. Um, clothes and shoes and all of that stuff. Um, ain't gonna do a whole lot for you. It's good to look nice um, at times, and I know I'm actually on the other end of it. Is that I need to do it more often than I do. But don't be afraid to hold on to some of it, to save some of it, because you know, and whatever. Make your tax dollars work for you. Make your tax return. Way that you can grow. Not in the middle of me showing y'all me planting my black beans, which I did finish getting them planted yesterday and into the garden bed. So they already there and planted. We'll go back there again, and I said I was gonna show y'all the snow. I don't even know what they call. I already told y'all I don't be labeling my stuff. I just of like your stir fries and stuff like that. Those beans. uh, Out of all places they want to stop turning is over here when it's facing me. I know there's this one particular area over here that's not really giving what like I want it to, so
turn that towards some food loss over here.
Yep. Save your money. I mean, a lot of us, I knew I used to when I discovered that, you know, I would be getting this kind of money and stuff from taxes and stuff like that. I used to go and spend it and do different stuff inside of my house and all of that kind of stuff. And then one year I decided, um, we ain't spending anything. Um, now it want to go back working when I'm getting ready to walk over here. But then when I decided, no, we ain't spending anything. We just gonna save. I was able to save up, and we did that for a while to where we had a good little chunk of change saved up. But then come to find out we were saving up because something tragic was about to happen. And even in that situation, I'm still thankful that we was able to be in a place um, to be holding on to it so that we were able to take care of those things because, um, you know, grace is sufficient, but save your money. Don't go and spend it at these people's stores that already have billions upon billions of dollars, and then your tax dollars will be that extra $1 billion that the extra billions of dollars that they looking for, only to not even show you any respect when you come inside they stores and all of that stuff. So be careful of where you spending your money at, and don't be afraid to save it. Yes, ma'am. You finished? Bring it by the share by the yeah, you can put it by the trailer. I'll get it. But yeah, that little back area, wetting that area up good over there. So I focus the water sprinkler over there on that area. And I actually have a watering system that we ain't put together yet. Um and when we do finally get it put together, you know, I'll show y'all that too. If we ever put it together. But anywho, you know. Um yep, you definitely will have rainy days. Um and I don't know too even what ooh no go away. Um even after saving up all of that and the money having to be spent on the things that it was spent on, and I'm grateful that we had it. When we had it, I that what we spent it on even make me think in a different way of, you know, of the end of life. Um, how are you gonna take care of those things? I see the market for, you know, after this life is over with, there's a market that play on our feelings, our emotions, the last thing that you thinking you can do for the person. I know y'all kind of got a feeling of what I'm talking about now. They'll play on those emotions of the last thing, thinking that's the last thing you can do for your family member or something like that. And in all actuality, um, at that point, there is nothing else, nothing else that you can do for that family member at that point, if you understand what I'm saying. Because if they are no longer in that body, and if you weren't good to them or you didn't take care of them while they were here, the opportunity has already passed. It's done. You can't do anything about it. So that there is no issue. My desire is not to have this long drawn out situation. And this kind of how I view that situation. It's like, um, and this is in the black community. I don't know about anybody else's community or whatever like that. I know a little bit, but not as much as I know about my community. Well, in the black community, um, during the preparations for this type of situation, um, there's oftentimes maybe a week or sometimes 2 weeks between when the person has gone on to the time when the burial or the funeral or whatever happens. Um, and the way that I began to view this situation is during that time space, there's a part of the healing process that has already started. And this is just my opinion. When that process, the healing process has started, we go right back and go into those, walk into that space and open the wound right back up. Now we back at the beginning of where we just left off from. We done started the healing process and now we right back at the beginning. So the same way, um, Miss Coffee, I don't do and I don't plan on ever paying for another funeral or any of that type of stuff. I let my family know already. Don't expect one. Don't expect for us to go and rent out a church and do all of this and do all of that and give them all this extra money, not including already the insurance money they getting, but then you gotta keep money out your pocket and everything. So it's just like, yeah. And for those of you that work in those situations, uh, y'all definitely getting money. So, but yeah, I can't help because I can see those situations, but I can't see for me that me going into that type of situation, putting anywhere upwards of 20,000 in the ground. I had a relative that just kept saying that to me over and over again while I was funeralizing my mom. And oh my gosh, she annoyed the hell out of me. I was so mad with her for keep saying it and keep saying it over and over again. And this is when I tell you at the times when people say stuff to you and they're telling you the truth. And I actually had this conversation with a couple of people this week. When somebody telling you something and you just like, I don't want to hear that. I ain't nobody got time for that right now. You need to go on somewhere else. Don't nobody want to hear that shit you talking. you know, that's just the way it is.
During this time, that was one of those times where I don't want to hear about that shit you talking. I'm trying to bury my mom or whatever. I don't want to hear about that. But the way that I'm set up is like I can keep hearing people's words over and over again on repeat. And it's like I keep going over the conversation over and over again. And now that I get to the age that I am now and thinking back, hearing my auntie keep saying that over and over again, don't put all your money in the ground. Don't put all your money in the ground. I was annoyed as hell when she was doing it. But going back and thinking about it now, I understand absolutely what she's saying because as the funeral director is sitting there in front of me, what my aunt was trying to get me to realize is they open those books up to those things, the most dreariest things, the most darkest areas where you looking for a piece of bright sun to shine through in this dark moment at this time, and they showing you all these dark behind boxes and everything. So the next thing you know, you up into the 10,000s paying for a box, and I've been, and I'm not ashamed to say I've been that person that I've done that. Picked all the best of the best of the best for you to never ever see it again, for you to not know where your investment, what are you investing in? Is this an investment or is just throwing your money in the ground? So, at the time I didn't want to hear her say it, but now I totally understand what she was saying. And not only did my mom pass away, um, she was leaving behind three minor children that still needed to be taken care of. And I just took $15,000 on top of her insurance money, and the only return that came back from that was like 3,000 other dollars, which still equals no return because she still has three minor children here that could have used all of that money. But you learn and you grow from your mistakes. So if you have a trusted person that that gives you the truth and they just not BSing you, I mean, listen to what they say. And not that I didn't trust that particular auntie and what she was saying. It's just I was in my emotions at that time, which a lot of us is, and that's why we need to have a plan of action of what we're gonna do. To keep growing in life, point blank, period, to keep growing. And why I went to that conversation, I don't know. But we had that conversation, and I'm ready to exit that conversation, because that's enough of that. But what about your stored food, Miss Coffee? What you were saying about your stored food? In a minute, I'm finna turn it. I think it done wet up the area that I wanted it to. It just didn't get none. It ain't been getting wet like it need to. So I'm gonna get ready to turn it around. So then I'll be able to go over there and walk y'all through and show y'all how the stuff done came up since yesterday. Because I'm just so amazed at how you can walk out here and there's really nothing on the first couple of days, and then you walk out here and then you got some of everything. Oh, let me go back and read up. Growing good food, yes. Save your money. Rainy days, pre-prayed cremation society. I'm doing my stored food. Read it up. So I'm gonna get ready to turn this sprinkler around, and oh well, the timer shut off this time. It wasn't that anything wrong with the water. The timer shut off this time, so that was good timing. And I almost failed this. So let me put it in a different place and turn some water on.
Okay, now that we have set that over there, hey Ben, how you doing today? Let me just show you what we got coming up. So I showed y'all yesterday. Y'all see our little green sunflower seeds starting to pop up there. They weren't showing as much yesterday, but they starting to break through and come out. And I was even skeptical about some of these sunflower seeds because the way I stored them up, um, like some little tiny bug or something was eating on them, um, that I couldn't really see. But as you can see, even though the bugs was eating on them, I still gave them a chance and I planted them, and they are absolutely coming up. This is a different kind of sunflower seed. So I planted two different sunflower seeds. One of them is they big and white sunflowers. Again, I don't be labeling stuff, and they come from last season sunflower seeds that I grow and my pig food and stuff like that. So um, I don't know the name of them. I know these ones right here that I'm showing you. They're called mammoths. So they really grow up to be really big and tall. Some of them can be like 12 feet tall, and going on like that right there. But then we come over here. Y'all see them little black folks? These, and I say black folks, y'all. This is black eyed peas growing in here. That's what this our black eyed peas coming up and looking pretty. Um, all pretty and healthy and everything. So our black eyed peas doing very, very well for themselves. Here ain't nothing but about two or three things to show y'all in here. This is cabbage growing in here, and ain't hardly any of them coming up yet. You see some little spots of green or whatever, but they ain't doing a whole bunch. But you know, we got time. We just put them down, and at least we seeing the evidence of them coming up. And then this over here, y'all see our broccoli coming on in through the cuts and everything. They looking pretty good. Again, they not that big, so you know you can't really see them that much over here in this area too. Is why I was saying it ain't really reaching to water this area, but you know we got all of that, and so that's what is happening good in our garden for today. And I'm about to dig in me some chicken poop. And I know I be saying that all the time, but I'm about to dig in some chicken poop so I can put some onto my you see that good mixture in there. This is old. It's been in there for a little bit. My daughter just came and changed the chicken's water out. So when she changed the chicken water out, she poured in with what I already had in this bucket already. And then I just come along and I just put a little bit by each one of my squash and zucchini plant. I'm gonna also do the cucumbers over there. I'm gonna add some next to them because I like them to be a little bit greener than what they are right now. So when they start to turn like this color, and I'm also gonna clip the bottom leaves off of them. Um, anything that's showing any signs of like it's rotting or whatever. I'm gonna take the time and go on and do that. So we can keep our plants growing good and healthy. Um, so that is what I'm about to do. So I'm gonna go along and bring my little thing with me and get this done. And then after I do this part of the process, then I'm going to get offline for today. And then, I always be sneaking in extra things while y'all don't be on here. And the thing, some things I put a pause on it to do it because not saying that I won't ever, but right now I just don't want to put my kids on camera and stuff. And so some of the things they come out and they help me with it, and so I like to kind of keep them, you know, off of here until I'm ready. Miss Coffee, you say no, don't do that. You say what you telling me don't do what I had said before, cause I was calling them. You said you too vicious. Is that what you was talking about? Cause of what I was calling the blackout peas. The kids on here. Okay, so I'm gonna bring y'all along over here with me. Turn this camera around. Let me get my old seat and come through. So, and this is easy going to and chilling in the garden because all I do is come here and sit myself down and just clip off what I have to clip off and sit a little bit down by the side. I don't really it doesn't go into, I don't put it really put it into the root of anything. Like that. Let me see. I just see what I actually do to the plant. And we close up on one. So here we is. This limb done split and everything. But yeah, right next to it, there's not really many to come off of this. But I pinch. You see it got a little bit of that powdery mildew on the leaves or whatever. That right there is something you don't want necessarily on your plant. Not that it won't get it, because it absolutely will get that on it. Especially if it keep getting wet
and which you gotta moisture, you gotta water it. So it's going to get that on that time, but it needs time enough in the morning time that once you do wet it up like that, that it's able to dry with the sun so that it doesn't stay that way. And y'all seen that little bit of amount of chicken poop that I just put around the sides of it, and as it get watered every day, a little bit of this will rinse down into to the ground, and it will fertilize it for a good while. A good while, that I don't have to do it again. Um, hmm, and we'll go to see how long it is, because usually when I put it on there like that, it's like a month or so before I have to put more on there. It's just according to how my plants and stuff look to me. Um, but as it rinse down, I just add more to it. Okay, I got those behind me. I'll move on up. See, this one has the powdery mildew on it too. Okay, Miss Comfort. Now, I had to I had to think about what it was you were saying, and now that I seen you come back and say, you say no, don't do it. YouTube is vicious. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, this world can be vicious too sometimes, and um yeah, I understand now. I understand what you're saying, but yeah, I'm point blank period. I ain't ready. I'm not ready for any of that, or whatever. So yeah, I wouldn't even at this moment, to the best of my ability, um, I will try not to put them on here. But y'all see that I just making little old bitty balls of, I ain't gonna say fertilizer, it is chicken poop. And usually these that I peel off of here, I usually have me like a bin or something that I put those into, and I give them to I feed them to the chickens. But you know, 'cause they be eating everything. Um, Hi Silky Black, how you doing today? Um, okay, moving right over. And y'all, I could do this, but all that bending back down and forth, it's a struggle when I go in the house at nighttime. After I done been out here in this garden, it ain't. It's when you sit down to relax after your day been over with is when like everything come crashing down on me at one time. It's like the weight of the day. Ooh, with this back, something else.
my little handful of chicken poop that I just sit down. Well, like I think the root of the plant is not the stem of the plant, but where the roots are in the ground. I try to put that close by so when it do get watered, it washes some of it, a little bit of it down in there with every wash, every watering that you do. It'll, it'll feed it for a while. And we will see what happens when we add this how everything once we add all of this chicken poop and stuff to it. Watch and see how it takes off because of the nitrogen in it. The plants absolutely love that. And they respond really well to when they get this on it. It's like instant gratification. By tomorrow you'll see um when they get watered the next time. I won't say tomorrow. Whenever it gets some water on it and get rinsed down and to the root of it or whatever, you will see. Like if I planted it, if I put it today, like I put it here, I'm putting the fertilizer on it today. If I was to water it now that I'm putting the fertilizer on it, by tomorrow morning you would be able to see that what the fertilizer is doing, what the chicken poop is doing to it. But since I've already watered this area, it's getting a little bit of water on it, so you still might see some effects to it by tomorrow. But we ain't gonna we ain't gonna push it. We gonna see because I definitely ain't gonna if I come on tomorrow it will definitely be after. And here we got a plant that some kind of way we done ran over, and I don't know how that happened. But anyways, we gonna work with her and help her out a little bit to see can we heal her because she need healing right now the way she looking. But like I said, by either tomorrow or the day after. But tomorrow, um, I probably won't be on here early tomorrow morning because I have a hair appointment in the morning to do someone's hair. So yeah, I won't be seeing y'all in the morning. I'll be on one of my other jobs. I ain't planting anything right now. Earlier, later on, I'll be planting something. But right now, I'm taking care of the squash and zucchini, taking leaves off of them and some of the bottom leaves off of them and putting fertilizer down around the where the root of the plant is. That's what I'm doing right now. And later on today, um, I'm going to plant watermelon and loofah. But now that I'm thinking about what I tilled up this morning, I need to go over there and crank the tiller up one more time and make the end part of it just a little bit bigger because that's the area that I'm gonna put the watermelon in and kind of direct the watermelon to go along all along the side and probably fill in this area over here. We'll see how it goes, you know. And trust, we be trying stuff. We don't be knowing all what we doing because this the first time that I'm putting it back here. Usually when I plant watermelon, I plant them inside of something. I planted them in the ground before, but they ain't do too well when I did them that way.
But when I put them inside buckets and stuff, we actually got quite a few watermelons that way. But I feel like I'm ready to do the in-ground watermelon again. So we gonna face the challenge, and if we fail at it, we gonna still learn something, and we gonna do the next best thing to it the next time around. So I need to get me one of those things that you can sit the camera down and it just follow you where you go. So I'll probably get my work done faster if I do it that way. Smell this. I can smell the fruit today. Any other time, I don't really be smelling it. But I guess because my daughter poured that water in here. Sprinkler time was. We still on for Sunday. Yeah, we still on for Sunday. No problem. What time? What time we talking about? Hey, see y'all. That didn't take that long. I did all of those plants in that little bit of time and talking to y'all back and forth. As we do it about 3:30, 4 o'clock. Okay, then that's cool. I did those, and now I need to do around the cucumbers. Okay, so hopefully you all can see. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, there you go. Woo! And I'm getting wet up by the water sprinkler, so um, look at something done. Um, look at something done. Been on top of my cucumber there, but I still been on top of my cucumber there, but I still do what it do, and just fertilize it good and let nature. It dies, and then I'll plant another one.
but fertilizer around the sides of it so it can get. That's just garbage right there. Okay, we put fertilizer around it. The tomato plants are still looking good. I'm gonna use some of what I got left from there and put some of this around them too. Okay, I'll show y'all the area that I tilled up today, where I'm gonna plant my loofah and my squash. I'm loofah. I'm gonna plant loofah and my watermelon. I'm gonna plant watermelon down on this end so it can run like back that way here in this area or back over here in this area. But I need to widen this area just a little bit more to put my watermelon here in this area because I got quite a bit of seeds for the watermelon and I don't want it to be too crowded in the one area where I'm gonna put it at. So um but that's our garden view. Yep, that's our garden view for today. And I'm like, holy, now today my chickens are really out the pen. And that's no lie. Like they are fully out. I know I see chickens roam a lot of them. Yeah. I got like 4 or 5 chickens out the coop. You see those chickens on the loose up there? My daughter done let them out. Yep. They having fun digging through that mulch up there. Hmm. Got chickens on the loose. Yeah, she left one of the cages open. Okay, y'all. Well, well, now we got to put them back inside. So it is what it is. I'm going to sign off for today and continue to do all that we got to do. Most important thing is you all continue to grow, 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 grow in life, in your garden, grow. Mix the two of them together and let one represent the other. The way you growing in life and let your garden represent how your life is growing. Okay, over here we are considered the high class gardeners, which just means that we make sure we grow food at all times. We don't spray all that funny stuff on our food. Um, and all of that good stuff. But what qualifies us as being high class gardeners is that we don't mess with the bugs, the snakes, and the worms and all of that good stuff right there. We got husbands and stuff like that to come and do that for you. But the most important thing is we continue to grow in real life. Until next time, I will see you all later. Thank you all for being here. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and the subscribe button. And if you don't like it, dislike it, whatever it is. But you all have a good day. Thank you for being with Life with Tashanna. Thank you.